Resilience, risk-taking, and reflecting on the familiar, mixed in with resin. Our first guest is a rising Dallas-based creative known for his eye-popping, pop culture-infused works of art. So Hunter Connor is here to share his journey, his distinct style, and getting his work commissioned and seen. Good morning, Hunter. I'm already blown away.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
I have to say that when I look at these different pieces, the first thing that I do is I smile. They bring a lot of joy to it. So
Absolutely.
When did you start creating art, and how did you know that it was not only a passion for you, but you wanted it to be a profession?
Well, I started at the young age of around 15. I'm 27 now, and I was living in Northwest Arkansas at the time. And I had the honor of participating in these small group shows, and I was doing work that was dramatically different from this. They were just these collage mixed media abstracts, and I didn't really think you could make money from it or really sell art, and I just began selling them frequently, and the passion just built from there.
Well, and I know that you use different mediums when you're creating your art, and I know that you're using a lot of influences from culture itself. So how would you describe your art style and your technique for creating these wonderful masterpieces?
Absolutely. So it's a form of like contemporary pop art. Now I did bring these 3 pieces here today. They kind of show a range of what I do, but I basically start off with a mix of digital painting and collage, and then each of my pieces have sculptural elements to them. So you can see I have these 3D flowers, or like the candy on the back of the suit here, and everything on it. So there's just a lot going on. You can see I'm right now pouring resin on top of these flowers. That's on an Audrey dress that I'm putting up.
But Audrey Hepburn.
Hepburn.
And what I'm noticing too is that you're really taking some of these iconic images that we're familiar with and really reinterpreting them in a creative way.
Right.
So tell me about your inspiration.
Of course.
I see Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
Of course, I see James Dean. This is one of my favorites. How does all of this inspiration come to you?
Well, it's all about invoking nostalgia. You know, I love using vintage subjects and mixing them with like modern fashion. So we have like this iconic American Gothic right here, or we have James Dean on the screen, and you can see he's like Hollywood eye candy. So the whole concept
he really was Hollywood icon.
So the whole concept was he's this cowboy, and so I wanted to make him like a candied cowboy. So you can see his entire outfit is the bazooka bubblegum shirt. People grew up with, you know, bazooka bubblegum. That's like a familiar candy. And
with a little comic strip inside. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Absolutely. So when people see these things, it's basically just something familiar, and I hope it brings happiness to them when they see it.
Well, let's turn over here to American Gothic
over
here, because this is really a fabulous interpretation. I love its chains. I love their shades.
Thank you.
Tell me more about when you were creating this piece.
Yeah, so this piece was originally created around, it was to represent the Great Depression. And so I put these vintage seed packets behind them, and you know, they're decked out in these luxury outfits. He has the Louis Vuitton, she has the Gucci. And it's basically like you reap what you sow. So they've accumulated all this wealth, and now they are like wearing what they want to wear. They have all this money, and it's just symbolizing that. It's just playing those two together that I want to do.
How have people reacted to these pieces? Because some of these images are very iconic, and people are like, leave those alone, thank you very much.
Oh, people react so positively to them. I mean, they see them, and some of them, there's almost like a comical twist to them sometimes. Some of them are more romantic, some of them are more classic. I mean,
and in this particular piece, I can see the romance, I can see some of those classic designs, and then come on, as we were seeing you create the Audrey piece.
Right.
I really want that. And then of course we got Fleetwood Mac here as well. Incredible iconic images of people that we're all familiar with. But do you step beyond that? I see your floral piece. I understand that you've been commissioned to work with another organization, and you're doing something that's even more of a departure. Oh,
yeah,
look at Dolly.
Dolly
You know
Parton.
she's my hero. I love Dolly.
Yeah, so, and of course there's Marilyn as well with the Andy Warhol print behind her. Well, I'm of course doing so many different styles, and I had the honor of working with Willow Bend Fitness Club in West Plano, and so I'm doing a series of willow trees that I'm going to be installing there this Sunday. And what I like to do is I love range, so right now what I brought is more of a pop subject, but I love to always, you know, challenge myself and think, what is it else that I can do that I haven't already?
All right, for people who are watching this and seeing these gorgeous works of art, What would you say for younger artists or entrepreneurs? Because you did have to take a leap of faith. What would you want to say to them as they're contemplating their future?
Of course. Well, for one, I mean, it's probably sounds cliche, but I think you need to follow your instincts for certain. And one of the things is there's so much noise on social media and stuff. I think comparing yourselves to other people's paths can be really detrimental to someone, and you really need to follow your heart and be true to yourself. I mean, that's honestly what you have to do.
That's fantastic. I really appreciate you coming and
Thank
sharing
you.
these pieces.
Absolutely.
I am so inspired, and it's a wonderful way to kick off a Friday.
Absolutely.
How can people find you?
They can find me on my website, so it's hunterconnorart.com. Also through my Instagram, which is exactly the same. And you can also find these 3 pieces that I have brought today. They are available at Our Town Gallery,
Oh my gosh,
which
they're
is
so
in
fabulous.
Grapevine, Texas. And of course, I am also curating the Willow Bend Fitness Club in West Plano, which is an upscale gym out there where you can also find my work.
You're
and
busy.
you can reach out to me directly for commissions. Of course, I do a lot
Fantastic.
of custom work.
All right, I might be calling you.
All right, of
All right.
course.